Hi, Namaste. I'm Tui, and today we will be doing a 30-minute yoga practice where it'll be a Hatha flow, a slow to moderately paced practice, and we'll be standing. So if you'd like to have a chair or be next to a desk or even a wall, I will offer some alternative postures and variations for you to use those props if you'd like. But aside from that, just be comfortable, have some nice space around you, and if you'd like to sit on the floor like me, I like to keep my hips elevated slightly. I have 2 stacks of blankets underneath me, but you can place a block or a pillow or simply just yourself. And so we'll get started. And here, for us to root and ground down, sit comfortably. If you're on your sits bones like I am, just allow your legs to be anchored. And if you're sitting in the chair, feet are about hips distance apart. And the base of your feet, the soles of your feet are glued to the ground. And just channeling, feeling that energy from the earth is drawing up through the legs, all the way through the body. And that energy exits out from the crown of your head. And you're welcome to close the eyes if you feel comfortable, but if you prefer to keep your lids soft and slightly open, that's also available. Just noticing what you are hearing, what you're feeling. And what you're seeing. Note any tension within the body and anywhere that you may feel at ease. And deepening the breath in through the nose. And out the mouth. And we'll do 3 collective breaths. Inhale. And let the exhale be a little bit slower. Breathe in, let your chest, your rib cage, your belly inflate. And exhale out. And take your deepest breath yet for today's practice. Maybe sip in a little bit more air. Pause. Sigh. Release. To sigh, to have an audible exhale, can reset our nervous system and do wonders for our mentality, for physical health. And overall, it just feels good. And start to do some neck rolls. Bring your right ear to the right shoulder. And go to the other side, dropping your chin towards the center. And left ear to left shoulder. We'll do this a couple more times at your own pace. If you want to go into full motion one way, feel free to. We have one more breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Head comes back to center. If your eyes are closed, feel free to open them. And we'll start to stand. And so here, I'll just start from our foundation, moving all the way up. And so here, simply roll the ankles one way and the other way. Do this a few more seconds. You can even hover your feet above if you prefer a little bit more leg room. Maybe moving into the knee one way. You can also go into the balls of that right foot and still get the same benefit for the knee. Point and flex the toes. Maybe wiggle them, pivot them side to side. Yes. And then we'll go to the other foot. Left ankle, maybe incorporate the toes, get them to wiggle in the direction that you're going. Maybe you extend that movement into your knees. Maybe the hips go with it. Awesome. Point and flex the toes. Swivel side to side. And land that foot down. Reaching high. And folding forward, dropping the head. You can widen your stance a little bit wider than your hips, going into happy baby, catching the elbows, swaying side to side. Do whatever movement is good for you. Just know that my cues are just general guidelines. Do what feels good for the body. If that's bouncing up and down, rocking the hips, nodding the head no, shaking it yes. Just letting go of the day's stress, any tension that has gathered, and redistributing the blood flow throughout the body back to the head. Continue breathing. Gently heel toe your feet back together. And inhale. Lift halfway, spine is long, gaze is slightly forward. I like to bring my hands and place them on my upper leg. Helps with a little bit of foundation, and the reach isn't so far and so long. But if you'd like to reach down onto the shins, you may feel more of a stretch in the hamstrings. One more breath, navel to spine. And exhale, let the head cascade down. Inhale, root to rise, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Place your left hand over the heart, right over the belly. And we'll breathe here for a few breaths. Making any stance that's most comfortable for you. Just letting your front body and your side body expand with the in-breath. The exhale, draw out 2 seconds slower. One more, breathing in. And breathe out. Release the arms by your side, gaze is forward. Start to roll your wrists one way. Maybe incorporate the fingers. And roll the wrist the other way. And let this movement move naturally into the elbows. Go the other way. It kind of gives your brain a workout too. Maybe the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Drawing the shoulders up. Exhale. Lower them back and down. Maybe do arm circles the other way. Last breath. Exhale, folding forward. soft bend in the knees. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, head comes down, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose this time. Send your hips back, deep bend in the knees. And if the arms by your head or by the bicep by the ears is a little high and it makes the shoulders hunch, see if you can do shoulder height. Today, this feels good for me. While others prefer palms together in prayer. And so the beauty of this practice is that we see ourselves change every day and we embrace that change with compassion and love and curiosity. Just breathing here. As you exhale, draw your right arm back. Keep the hips square, but your upper body, your upper chest is facing the right side. Maybe bring your gaze, if it's available and if it's okay for the neck, bring that gaze towards your right thumb. Return to center on the inhale. Exhale, left arm draws back. As if you're pulling a solid bow and arrow. Notice how this side feels for you. Inhale, center. Exhale, standing in mountain pose. This time, let's give our feet a wide base. I like to keep the toes slightly pointed out. And right toes went out to front of you. Just imagine the front of you is on the right side, so you're bending your right knee. Keep that left leg straight. Maybe you angle that back ankle a little bit, so this left hip has a slight diagonal. Front body and chest is facing forward, and your arms can draw high, medium, or low. And here, if you feel your chest is puffing out, see if you can knit the rib cage in, navel to spine engagement here. And then you'll start to really feel that outer left foot pressing into the earth. The right foot glued. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, press into the corners of your feet, 2, and 1. Exhale, open up. Heel toe your foot into heel arch alignment here, so the stance is a little bit wider. And let's move back and forth. Reaching in front, pulling behind. Just waking up our body here, getting some movement in our hips, in our obliques, in our arms. And on the exhale, settle into this solid warrior 2. Gaze is past your right fingertips. Just imagine your fingertips on each hand are pulling away from each other. And your tailbone is pointed down towards the earth. If you want to check how your right knee is doing, if it's buckling in, see if you can draw that thigh and the knees out a little bit more. The big toe is on the inside of the thigh. Next breath in, reach your right arm up and settle into a reverse warrior. Left hand can kiss the back of the leg or wrap it behind that lower spine. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Arms unbind. Exhale, reach that right arm and lower on to Trikonasana, triangle pose. So left hand floats gently, right arm does not dump. Rather, it is very light. You can gently place your hand on your shin or maybe the outside of your calf, as if you're squeezing through a double pane window. Inhale, reverse warrior breathing. And exhale, straighten the legs. Pivot that right foot back to center. On to the other side, pivot the left toes. Now to your new friend. Angle that right foot and bend that front knee. Next breath in, reach your arms up, warrior one on this side. See how this side feels. Starting from your arms, your shoulders, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Five breaths here. I like to engage in Ujjayi Pranayama, which is the slight constriction, the back of your throat as you breathe out, as if you're fogging up a mirror. Release your tongue from the roof of the mouth. One more breath. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Retreat. It's a rocking motion back and forth. We'll do this one more. And saddle. Warrior two. Heel to arch alignment here. Inhale, you feel your head being lighter. Exhale, strong bend in that front knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, and settle on the out breath here. Just allowing that left shoulder to relax, as well as the right collarbone to broaden. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Release on the inhale, straighten the front leg. Transition to triangle. Exhale, right arm floats up, left hand lands on the outside leg or gently on the calf. Excuse me, the shin. Just breathing. Also, if the floating arm is a little bothersome, you can always wrap it behind. It's a wonderful neck massage or a neck stretch, especially for those of us who've been keeping our head steady, looking at the screen or down on our phones. Inhale, reverse warrior. Then exhale, release, come back to center. Heel toe your feet together, or you can simply hop. Next breath in, coming up to a chair and staying here. Interlock your hands behind you. I'm going to turn to the side profile to show you what it looks like. So my knuckles are locked together and I'm punching down. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Open up your collarbones, your heart center. Maybe a slight arch in your spine in this chair posture. It's not super low, just as long as you're able to see your toes here. If you see your knees go past your toes, see if you can sit your hips back. Exhale, gentle forward fold. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Lifting up your chest, your gaze is forward, back to this bound chair. Twice more. Exhale, fold forward. Doesn't have to be super deep, just where you feel the sensation, finding your edge. Last time, rooting into the corners of your feet. Lift up through the chest. And exhale, standing tall. Releasing. Getting that circulation back into your arms, into the fingertips, in mountain pose. So you're standing here, feeling. Let's place your hands on the hips. Shift your weight onto that left foot. Bring the right knee into or towards your chest. So lift it about hip height and place your right hand on top of that thigh. Press that leg up into the hand and hand it down into the leg. I like to flex my toes and my ankles. And we'll bring it out. Bring it back in. This is great for hip strengthening and mobility. Out. In. Last time. Out. And here we'll hold into the tree. So you can hold on to that ankle and bring it into that upper thigh, maybe a little bit lower. Reaching the arms up. And lowering everything down. Let's try the other side. And so, bring that left knee up into the chest, towards the chest, but your hand's stopping it at hip height. Your leg is fully engaged. And opening out to the side. It's like a standing fire hydrant. Closing in. Twice more. Inhale. Linking this movement with your breath. Exhale. Last time. Here. Bring that foot towards the inner leg. That leg is pressing into the foot, foot into the leg. You can rest your hands on the hips or do whatever feels good, reaching out high or even like a little cactus. Wherever you're at. Look at something non-moving. Straight ahead of you, your focal point, your drishti. Exhale, release. And if you get wobbly, it's okay. We're human. Awesome. So shake that off. And we'll move on to another balancing pose, which is dancer pose. And here it's wonderful to open up the hip flexors, especially if we've been sitting and, our front body's a little bit closed for whatever our lifestyle is like. And so, side profile, I will catch my right ankle on the outside. Left hand can start on the hip. Eventually you can move your left arm high. Let it hover up. If you're here today, that's great. See if you can point your kneecap down, that right kneecap down towards the earth. Square your hips. Bring your right hip flexor a little bit to the front. And you'll feel that right leg, that right foot kicking into the left, into that hand. That left arm is almost like a little balancing weight as you kick that foot up. And see if you can bring that chest square in front. And then exhale, gently release. Whew. And so for the front side, catching the other foot, balancing here. If you like to explore and try out a different shape for this asana, we've got a few breaths, so continue breathing here. Breath 3, 2, just lifting up the chest, and 2.5, and 1. Whoo! Slowing down the breath, slows down our moves. Stand away. Shake it off. Get some water if you need to. And just reset yourself, coming back to the breath. And here. Or reach high. Folding forward. Heel toe your feet out. And wide stance, halfway lift. Fold in. Turn your toes out. Heels in. Hands on the inside of the thighs. Fingertips are pointing down. And straighten the body, straighten the arms. Last set of sequencing. Oops. So what you're going to do is dip your right shoulder down. Keep a nice bend in the arms. And the elbows. Coming back to center. Switch to the other side. Draw your tailbone back. One more breath. Exhale. Release, fold forward. Reach your arms over to the outside of the right leg, right foot. Come back to center. Over to the other side. Do this one more time. Inhale. Center. Exhale over to the right. That's a nice stretch. Center and left. Here. Bring your feet. Root to rise. I will conclude our practice with a sound bath or a sound sprinkle, which includes crystal singing bowls. So if you have earbuds or headphones, I encourage you to wear them. Make sure they're at a volume that is good for you. If you start to feel some sensations, some feelings and emotions that are coming up that are, you're like, oh, the vibrations are a little weird, just coming back to your breath, the inhales and the exhales. But if you'd like to spend the next 5 minutes on your own to do a Shavasana, feel free to. I just want to thank you so much for this practice, and I hope to see you next time. If you have stayed for the sound sprinkle as your Shavasana, please get yourself in a comfortable position, whether that is sitting comfortably in your chair or finding space on the earth and lying down over a blanket, a towel, or even a mat. Gently close the eyes. You can rest your hands wherever is most comfortable. Allow your feet to relax. Let the legs be heavy. Your torso be heavy. Your arms. Your head. Your eyes. Just allowing surrender and acceptance. And going back to your breath. Inhale. Sigh.